Hello everyone. So as you can see, the topic of today's lecture is Kingdom Animalia. Okay? Yeah. So the Kingdom Animalia is the most evolved kingdom, and it is divided into two large groups, which is vertebrates and invertebrates. The organisms are generally multicelled, heterotrophic, eukaryotic organisms with aerobic respiration and sexual reproduction. Okay, this kingdom is highly diversified and comprises a large number of organisms. Okay, so this kingdom is among the 5 kingdoms categorized by the biologists. Those who do not have any prior knowledge about the 5 kingdoms classification, kindly check my previous lecture. It is available there. Okay, please go through it. Yeah, so let's continue. Now let's see the classification of Kingdom Animalia. On what basis the organisms in Kingdom Animalia are classified. So let's see the criterias. Firstly is the number of germ layers present in the embryo. Okay. Then the second is the symmetry of the body of the organism. The third criterion is the type of body cavity. And the fourth one is the mode of origin of mouth. Okay. So a flow chart is given here for a better understanding. Let's check it out once. Okay, so firstly, the Kingdom Animalia. Firstly, it is divided into the levels of organization, like cellular level and tissue levels, tissue or organ system level. So on the cellular level, there is one phylum, that is Porifera. Then under the tissue or organ system level, the organisms are further classified on the basis of body symmetry. Okay, what is this? What are these body symmetry? One is bilateral and the other is radial. So under the radial symmetry, the organisms of phylum Coelenterata and Ctenophora come. Okay, and the organisms with bilateral symmetry are further divided into 3 categories. Okay, the first category is without body cavity, which are also known as acoelomates. So under this category, the phylum Platyhelminthes comes. Okay, then the next one is with false coelom, which are also known as pseudocoelomates. The organisms are known as pseudocoelomates. Okay, so under this category we have the organisms of phylum Aschelminthes. Yeah, and the next category is with true coelom. So the organisms are known as coelomates, and under this category there are different phylums, which are Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. Okay, yeah, so now let's know about these phylums in detail. So the first one is phylum Porifera. Okay, so the level of organization is cellular level. Okay, the cells are present. Then the symmetry is asymmetrical. The organisms have asymmetrical body. Okay, and the segmentation, their body does not have any segments. Then also they do not have any body cavity. Okay, they have no coelom. Then they do not have any organs, and some examples are Cycon, Spongilla, Euspongia. Okay, as you can see here, the picture of Spongilla and Cycon. Okay, now let's know about some other characteristics of phylum Porifera. They are immotile. Okay, like they cannot move from one place to place. They are attached to a support, and they have pores in their body, and these pores form a canal system through which water and food circulate in their body, and the waste is removed. Okay, yeah, and they have a skeleton made of spongin protein and calcium carbonate. Okay, yeah. Now the next phylum is phylum Coelenterata. Their level of organization is tissues. Okay, so they have a tissue level organization, and these cells form two layers. That is why they are known as diploblastic organisms. Okay, yeah, and they have a radial body symmetry, and they have no segments in their body, like their body is unsegmented. Also, they do not have a body cavity, and they do not have organs. Some examples are Aurelia and Adamsia. Okay, yeah. Let's check some other characteristics of phylum Coelenterata. First is they live in colonies. Okay, they do not live solitarily. They live in colonies, like they are physically attached to each other. Yeah, for example, corals. I'm sure you all must have seen corals, or you know about corals. Okay, yeah, and some of them live solitary, such as hydra. Okay, yeah. And the next phylum is phylum Platyhelminthes. They have an organ level of organization, and the cells form three layers. That is why they are known as triploblastic organisms. Okay, they are known as triploblastic organisms. Then their body is bilaterally symmetrical. That is, if the body is divided into two halves, then the two halves are symmetrical to each other, or the left half of the body is identical to the right half. Okay, their body also do not have any segmentation, and they also don't have a body cavity. That is why they are known as acoelomates, and they have the presence of organs. For some examples are tapeworm and liver fluke. Okay, and they have some other characteristics, like they have a flat body, so they are also called as flatworms. Okay, worth noting, they are known as flatworms. Okay, yeah, and they can be free living, like planaria, or parasitic. Okay, yeah, so here you can see the diagram of a planaria, liver fluke, and tapeworm. Yeah. Our next phylum is phylum Nematoda. They have a tissue level of organization, and they are also triploblastic organisms. That is, the cells form three layers. Okay, and their body is also bilaterally symmetrical. Their body also do not have any segmentation, and they have a false body cavity, so they are also called as pseudocoelomates. Then they have the presence of organs, like as I told earlier, they have an organ system level of organization. Some examples are parasitic worms and the worms in the intestine. Okay, found in the human intestine. Yeah, so let's check the other characters. They are also called as roundworms. Okay, please note, they are also known as roundworms. Then sexual dimorphism is visible, like sexual dimorphism, that is sexual distinction between the male and female is visible. Okay, yeah. Next is phylum Annelida. They also have an organ system level of organization, and they are also triploblastic organisms. Their body is also bilaterally symmetrical, and they have true segmentation in their body. Okay, like the segments can be identified separately. Yeah, and also they have a true body cavity, so they are known as coelomates. um, yeah, so some examples are leech and earthworms, and the other characteristics are they are found in fresh water and marine water. They're found in both. Okay, and they have a closed circulatory system. Here are the examples of some pictures of some uh, organisms from phylum Annelida, like this is the Nereis, earthworm and leech. Okay, yeah. Then the next phylum is phylum Arthropoda. They also have an organ system level of organization. Their body is bilaterally symmetrical, and they also have segmentation present. Then they also have a true body cavity, so they are coelomates. Then some examples are prawns and butterflies. Okay. Okay, some special characteristics of phylum Arthropoda is that they have jointed legs. Okay, they have jointed legs, and they have an open circulatory system. Like they have no well-defined blood vessels. Okay, yeah, they do not have a proper circulatory system. I mean, they do not have well-defined blood vessels, so it is known as an open circulatory system. They have a chitinous exoskeleton. Okay, yeah. And the next phylum is phylum Mollusca. They also have an organ system level of organization, and they are also triploblastic organisms. They are bilaterally symmetrical, and their segmentation is little, and also the body cavity or the coelom is reduced. Yeah, some examples are snails. And let's check about the other characteristics. So their body is divided into head, visceral mass and muscular foot. Okay, yeah. And some of the mollusks have hard external shell like that of snails, and some have internal reduced shells like that in octopus. Okay, I hope you all must have seen a snail, so and you must have seen the shell on its back. Okay, so it is the external shell. Yeah, and like the arthropods, they also have an open circulatory system, and they have a kidney like organ for excretion. Okay, yeah. And the next phylum is phylum Echinodermata. They also have an organ system level of organization, and also also called as triploblastic organisms due to the presence of 3 germ layers. Their body is bilaterally symmetrical in larval stage, and during the adult stage it is radially symmetrical. Okay, and they do not have any segmentation in their body. Also they have a true body cavity, so they are also known as coelomates. And some examples are starfish and sea cucumber. Yeah, and some other special characteristics are that they have spiny dermis or spiny skin, which is made up of calcium carbonate, and they have a water vascular system which helps in feeding and locomotion. Okay, yeah. And our last phylum is the phylum Chordata. So they have a notochord. Okay, and it is actually the notochord is a rod shaped structure which provides skeletal support to the body. Okay, yeah. But it is found during the embryonic stage. It is found in all the chordates, but during the adult stage it is found in only some chordates, not all. Okay, yeah. A nerve cord connects the brain, and then the aquatic animals have pharyngeal slits that allows the exit and entry of water, and they have the post-anal tail, Okay, so further the phylum Chordata is classified into two subphylums, which is Protochordata and Vertebrata. Okay, so here we can see that protochordates have a organ system level of organization, and then notochord is present in some stage of life. Okay, and they show bilateral symmetry. Also their body does not shows any segmentation. Body cavity is present, and some examples are Ascadia and Herdmania. Okay, now subphylum Vertebrata. They also have the organ system level of organization, and they have a vertebral column developed from the notochord. They also show bilateral symmetry, and their body also shows segmentation. They have a well defined body cavity or coelom, and some examples are mammals, birds, and fishes. Okay, yeah. So here we have the table. Here we have a table which shows the gist of the classification of vertebrates. The vertebrates are actually divided into 5 classes, that is Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and mammals. Okay, and here are the features, the list of features according to which the vertebrates are classified. These features are the uh, habitat, respiratory organs, heart, maintenance of body temperature, young ones, skin, special features, and some examples. Okay, so let's check out uh, for example classes, the class Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, the organisms inhabit in water or they're aquatic organisms. Okay, and they have gills as the respiratory system. They have a two-chambered heart, and they are cold-blooded organisms. Like cold-blooded means they can change their body temperature according to the temperature of the surroundings. Okay, they can adjust their body temperature. Then young ones, they lay eggs, okay, from which the young ones emerge, and then emerge or hatch. Then they have skin, so the skin is covered with scales, and special features is that their bodies have streamlined shape. Okay, so the examples are dogfish, anglerfish, mandarin fish, electric ray, etc., etc. Okay, so we see that in class Pisces all the fishes are included. Okay, similarly in amphibians, they have like they inhabit in both water and land, and they have gills and lungs as their respiratory organs. They have a three-chambered heart, and they are cold-blooded animals. Okay, and to give their young ones are like they lay eggs in water, which hatch later on to give rise to the young ones. Okay, and their skin is, the mucus glands are present in the skin. Okay, and they have no special features, and some examples are salamander, common frog, toad, tree frog. Okay, so similarly we have 3 other classes, which are Reptilia, aves, and mammals. Okay, so please give it a brief look. Yeah, so in class Reptilia we have they inhabit in both like some inhabit in water and some inhabit in land. Then they have lungs as their respiratory organs. They have a three-chambered heart. They are also cold-blooded organisms. Then they lay eggs with tough coating on land. Okay, which later on hatch to give rise to their young ones. Okay, and their skins are also covered with scales, like in the case of Pisces. Okay, and some examples are turtle, snakes, lizard, crocodile, chameleon, etc. Okay, And our next class is the class aves. So they inhabit in water, land, as well as air. Okay, so they also have lungs as their respiratory organs, and they have four chambered heart. Okay, and they are warm blooded organisms. They also lay eggs. Then their skin is covered with feathers. Okay, and the examples are ostrich, sparrow, crow, pigeon, etc. Okay, these are some animals. And the last class is Mammalia. Okay, uh, so they inhabit in both land and water. They also have lungs as their respiratory organs. They also have four chambered heart, and these organisms are also warm blooded. Then they do not lay eggs, but they give birth to their young ones. Okay, except platypus and echinida. Okay, yeah. And they have hair, oil, and sweat glands present on their skin. Okay, and some special, and they have a special feature, that is the mammary glands. They have the mammary glands which produce milk for their young ones. Okay, and some examples are humans, lion, tiger, cat, etc. Okay, so I hope you all understood this much. Please give it a thorough look. So that's it for today. Thank you.